The only thing certain in life is death, but planners aren't planning for it. As Toronto continues to grow, age, and diversify, this is an issue that we can no longer continue to ignore. It has been estimated that the remaining cemetery land in Toronto will run out of space within the next 30 years. So this is an issue, again, that we can no longer continue to ignore. There are 206 licensed cemeteries in Toronto, but did you know that only 23 of them are actively providing cemetery services? And out of those 23, 10 of them belong to religious institutions that provide services for Catholics, Jews, and Anglican followers. That leaves us with 13 non-denominational cemeteries in order to respond to the religious and cultural preferences for accommodating for the deceased. So why does this matter? Because not only do cemeteries provide an essential public service needed to accommodate for the deceased, they also play a really important role in anchoring immigrant communities. Cemeteries become the places where immigrant families establish their roots for future generations. And again, why does this matter? Because in 2016, 46% of Toronto's population were identified as immigrants. And by 2056, it is projected that Toronto's population's growth will come from immigration itself. So this has several implications for our environment, politics, economics, and environmental ones. So as an aspiring urban planner, I have sought to understand through exploratory research methods the ways that religious traditions are responding to the lack of supply, and understanding how the cemetery industry is also responding to the lack of supply, and as well as the limited supply of cemetery land. And then situating this all within the land use planning framework that we have here in Toronto. So my findings can be summarized into two main things. One, in Toronto, we have a really limited policy and planning framework in order to address this issue. Cemeteries are identified as important cultural landscapes, parks, and open spaces. And although this is true, we need cemeteries to do a lot more than that for us. So for planners to address this issue, we need the right policies and planning framework in place. And secondly, the brunt of this issue is not going to be felt equally across different religious groups. Those that require in-ground burial are going to be the ones to face the most of these implications. So I have come up with 4 policy recommendations in order to address this issue, to increase the supply of cemetery land and to also address the policy gap. Because let's face it, time is ticking and we're all going to need a place sometime or another. And it's not enough to simply plan for the living. So as planners aim to have complete communities, it is not enough to simply plan for places to live, work, and play. We also need to plan for places to accommodate for the dead.